Alright, today we're mostly going to be continuing doing this game's not particularly story related missions, but that's okay. It will ramp back up, don't you worry. I feel like we're making fairly fast progress, given that I slow everything down a lot by my need to continuously speak and talk out things. Ramza, why are you praying? You don't believe in the church. Ah, because you were meeting Delita here. A heretic coming to church. Pretty bold. I have no time, so I'll ask you straight out. Why did the high priest send you to Goltana? You came to Zeltenia to ask me that. Fine, I'll tell you. My duty is to assassinate Goltana and Orlandu. What? Shh, lower your voice. This is the real plan. We're trying to incite those dissatisfied with the government to revolt, thereby causing people to distrust the government even more. Both armies will try to put down the revolts, but won't have enough soldiers. Then what? They'll finish things trying to break the deadlock. All these recent revolts were the High Priest's plan. So the Death Corps in Chapter 1 for us, but there's also been the revolt of Ryamoku in Zeltenia. And to stop these, both armies are heading to Bethla. Everything is as you planned. Not quite yet, because during the battle, Larg and Goltana will both be killed by someone. Of course, the leaders will also be killed. Nanton's Orlandu, Hokuton's Zalbag, and Dysadarg. Losing their leaders, both armies will stop fighting and turn to peace. Then the church will become the mediator, and the people will support the church entirely. They even threw in the Zodiac Brave legend. But the Zodiac Stone, right now, you're the church's biggest obstacle. Aren't you trying to get the stones also? I'm not working for the church. What do you mean? He's a stone against the tide. It means I'll kill you if I have to, but the church would want you to do that. That's not a compelling continuation there, Delita. Don't worry, our reasons may be different, but we want the same thing. As long as we want the same thing, we won't be enemies. Now, I'm not disagreeing with him saying this, or not saying it's like out of character, not fitting Delita, but I think if we continue the kind of theme I've ascribed to this game of ends and means, where we have Weegraf as someone who had similar goals. We've had a number of times where people have stated we have the same goals. And we kind of thought we have similar goals to Weegraf. Ramza has lines of like, we can figure this out, we can work together. I think we want the same things. Um, and to Maluda as well. And Weegraf, to seek those goals, ends up deciding power is the only thing that matters. And once he goes for power, he is corrupted by power and basically just wants to destroy the world. At that point, he's taken over by Lucavi. I don't think that later arc is, the whole Lucavi thing doesn't interest me very much, but the once he commits to particular means, they take over. They become all corrupting. And therefore, Weegraf is someone who has the right goals, but becomes corrupted by his means to get there when he can't find another way to do so. Ramza is someone who never accepts like any kind of means he sees as problematic for goals, right? He may have these goals and he feels like I should be able to work with this person, but he can't go along with them for what he sees as wrong means. And Delita is someone I think he's not corrupted by the means in the way Weegraf was, right? If Rams is on that he will not be corrupted by means, his way to get to a goal, because he's just not going to do anything that he doesn't feel aligns with that goal, right? And Weegraf is someone who was willing eventually, not at first. At first, he didn't like the kidnappings, he had these principles he held on to, but eventually he went, this can't work. I can't do this. This can't work. This can't succeed. And so he took on, it's got to be power. Power is the only way to overcome this, and that corrupted him. I think Delita is somewhere in between, right? He's clearly willing to do much shadier things. He said Gelwan betrayed. Gelwan didn't betray, but he was doing that to get in with Gultana, right? And his mission is to assassinate Gultana and Orlandu. We'll see if he'll be able to do that. But he's clearly very willing to do things Ramza doesn't want to do, and he's clearly going along with the church's plan. And he says he has other plans. We don't know if and when he will break with it. And he says we have the same goals, and perhaps we do. And we also know he sees himself in Ovelia and wants to bring her to power, probably more than he wants to help the church. But it's not obvious where he is on this spectrum. So I think the game has this really interesting setup here where Ramza is relatively pure and Weegraf was absolutely corrupted. Then there are characters like Islud. Islud's someone we said we want the same goals, or he said we want the same goals. But that's because he thought the church was going for something that the church clearly wasn't going for, and he got killed by Vormav, one of the key figures in the church, right? So Islud is another character with this concept of goals has come up. But Islud was even more. Islud was sort of like Ramza at the start, completely naive to the fact that the people around him are manipulators and incredibly destructive, and taking what they say at face value. And Ramza was sort of like that with Dysadarg at the start, maybe with Larg. Um, so I think Islud is sort of Ramza earlier on, and he dies because he didn't understand or adapt to the world around him. So there's a whole bunch of people, but we've repeatedly had conversations with people talking about having the same goals, but we're still enemies with those people, right? It turns out that's not enough to make us on the same side. And Delita is telling us we don't have to be enemies as long as we have the same goals. And we know from the whole game so far that's not true. But it also doesn't have to be false, right? It could be that we won't be. It could be he's right, but it hasn't been true that that would be right so far with other people we've seen. So yeah, I think there's the spectrum, and we can put Ramza at one end of the spectrum and Weegraf on the other. And where Delita is the game's great ambiguity. Where Delita falls here, where does the clearly bad and things Delita does, um, are they redeemable? Are they worthy of their goal? Right? Are they worth doing for their goal? I mean. I think this is kind of the big question of the game, and Delita should be seen as the character of kind of the central sort of moral dilemma of it, of existing in this world. So Delita is, in my opinion, the clear most interesting character in the game. And this is partially because he's so sure, and he's been that way from the start. He's so sure in what he's doing, but it's so unclear to us what he's doing. But he is very committed to it, whatever it is, right? For him, there is not too much ambiguity on whether he's doing is worth it, but we won't see it, nor will we see its consequences kind of until the whole thing has played out. And even then, I think there's going to be some pretty clear ambiguity. But yeah, I think Delita is the big question of the game, and Ramza and Weegraf are the two poles that he is somewhere in between. Come with me. Sorry, I can't. She needs me. She? Prince or princess? It doesn't matter, as long as they are easily controlled. The High Priest's plan calls for a puppet government. You're just using Ovelia for your own ambitions. I don't know. But, yeah, but. And also the I don't know. There is not complete sureness here. He is torn between different things he wants. I would give my life for her. Do you believe him? I think Delita believes Delita. But that's not the same as whether I believe Delita. Delita. But I think that it should be taken as his primary goal. Is that strange? No, I believe you. Both believe him. Shikuchi, the church is surrounded. Come out quietly. That voice. It's Zalmo. Oh, I forgot this fight. Yeah, this will be pretty quick. One of the great things about teleport is the fight with the largest height differential in the game is not actually much of a problem for our team because all our characters can either cast a spell that ignores height or ignore height themselves. I think this is probably the closest we can get to the target. It's going to be another Assassinate Zalmo mission, and you're supposed to go around in this sort of seashell like swirl where, like, you sort of start in the middle of the map and you have to get just next to you, but just next to you is really high up and you have to go around it. There's some missions in Deep Dungeon you can sort of see here. You have to get around behind the church to get up it. You're the Black Knight, Hyrule. Why are you here? Now that you've seen me, I cannot let you live. Come on, Shikuchi. They're unknowingly part of the High Priest's plot. If you explain it well, they'd understand. Are you still so naive? Well, good luck. Yeah. Alright. The church is out to get Ramza, so Delita cannot be seen with Ramza. Also, the church, this part of the church, this is a heresy examiner, he doesn't know Delita is with the church, right? In any sense. So I'm going to go here. A safe move. There were more ambitious moves, but I think we can just go for Meteor here. Yeah, I think we can just try to one-shot him because I don't know that he can do anything to interrupt. I suppose he could technically... Notice we're going first. That's because speed shoes are great. Let's just go all out here. You can sit next to Ramza and maybe start singing. Do a little singing. Dancing, sorry, not singing. Let's do Wiznabus, just for the hell of it. Now, if he can walk next to us, or if he could cast Reflect on himself, but yeah, I don't think he has it. So Meteor will just end the fight shortly. Meteor, I think, is normally slower than, oh! Oh, I lose. I mean, I don't lose, but I've been countered. They got me. Oh, congrats to them. Yeah, smart move. They used, I shouldn't have used Wiznabus. Oh, that's annoying. Oh, nice. Okay, so I screwed up the start of this fight. Here's the problem. They countered the spell. I was thinking Reflect, but Oracles have Pray and Doubt Faith. And if they use Doubt Faith here, he goes down to 0 faith, and magic doesn't hurt him. Life Drain, sure. It's what, 70% I think I saw? Something like that? Alright, so that hits. That always does a quarter of your life. Alright, we got the Regenerator off. That'll heal like 15 a turn or whatever, so we'll get it back quick. If the fight extends. Doubt Faith. Hopefully this misses, but if this hits, he will survive both attacks. He'll just take nothing. Yeah, suck. Shit. They got me. They clevered me. Yeah. And I used so much extra MP. Why did I cast Holy as well? So unnecessary. Flat 0. And now we get Meteor. Now we get Wiznabus because I cast that for just wanted to get in a hit before Meteor went off. But obviously this is now a complete waste. Oh man. Again, this fight's not a problem, but it's funny to waste just this massive amount of MP. At least this will kill the stupid Oracle that ruined my plans. Good for the AI. Outsmarting me. Alright. Delita will aim for the... No, you got a double hit there, buddy. Ah, what an idiot. I just compliment the AI. They do a smart against me, and then Delita doesn't even use, like, Lightning Stab with a double hit. Interesting that Delita is at level. I didn't realize that was going to be the case. Let's cast Holy again. Doesn't even get the kill. Alright, well, I guess Ramza can go hunt him down. They can't heal him very easily. Zalmo. It's an Assassinate Zalmo mission, I believe. I don't actually remember, but I think it's Assassinate Zalmo. I think it usually just ends if you insta-kill him at the start, which I often do, but screwed up here. How many squares is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 4 moves, that's 80%. Sure, let's do it. And if we stay here, we can hit the knight here. Alright, let's Muramasa. And they can't really heal him because he is white magic normally, but he's an innocent, so white magic doesn't affect him either. So yeah, we'll be able to two-shot him here. In the meantime, just primarily, actually, let's go behind him so he can't get to our side. I'm primarily doing it this way so that if he has a break weapon again, we'll be facing him with a shield. So it'll be harder for him to break our stuff. Do you know what you're doing? He's a top criminal. Anyone who helps him is guilty too. You, leader of the Black Knights, dare oppose the trial examiners? I know who you are. That's why I must kill you all. What, you audacious fool? Your actions will disrupt the world order and oppose God's natural providence. Are you trying to rebel against God? Disrupt the order? This order you talk about is just a matter of your own convenience. Using God as an order to control the people is absurd. You have no right to take advantage of the innocent. Delita, unlike Weegraf, still has some principles here. Now he gets a turn. Normally he'd be able to heal himself, but now he has to use potions. He can't use, like, strong white magic, which he has access to. He has a very good white magic selection. But he's zero faith. So, when I said I screwed this fight up, it didn't mean we were actually in trouble. It just meant I felt like an idiot. Given that we both attacked this knight, but I think this only does 180 and the attack only did like 75, and 255 won't kill a knight at this point in the game. But get some experience out of it. Alright, what's this oracle got for me? Is he gonna hit me with a stick? He's gonna hit me with a stick. Oh, he's gonna try. Interesting, that missed rather than was blade grasped. Interesting. I wonder if that means that the accuracy... I wonder what they check for first. The accuracy of the attack, or... 32 expected damage with Throwstone is pretty good. But I do wonder what the first check is. Does this mean they check if it would hit normally and then check for Blade Grasp? Or does it mean that got past Blade Grasp but then was dodged anyway? Right? I wonder what the kind of order of operations on how it missed works. Or is it something like, let's move to get a little MP back. They check for both at once, which could be the case. Sure. Now, our luck with finishing at 50-60% on our Oracle is like 1 of 8 for the whole playthrough, but now it's 2 of 9. Good work. I have no idea if that's the actual number. One nice thing about like not winning fights quickly is you do get more dialogue on some of these. I don't care about God. I just want you to see the truth. That's not going to make much to him. Truth? Are you saying this is not truth? You had a chance to clear the charges in the Cardinal murder, Zodiac Stone, robbery, but you blew it by running away. That proved your guilt. We've already decided you're guilty and sentenced you. It's too late to say anything. And I guess I must fight. Sure, why not? This is 4 moves, so completely safe. You're at 89 HP, so we can just use a Kutetsu to finish the fight. Alright, I had no notes on the Zeltenia castle fight because this is not one of the ones that's a problem. Now, what I think is funny here, and there's a lot of dialogue that I think in this game reads slightly funny if you know what's about to come next. Oh god, please punish the wicked. Is Delita says, leave no survivors, but it's an assassination mission, so we in fact have left 3 survivors we can see, possibly a 4th, I forget if... No, we did finish off the other night. So we have left 3 survivors, which amuses me. Right. Kill them all. We proceed to kill half of them. Half of them get away. That's okay. Angel Ring is a kind of interesting accessory. It gives you automatic one-time re-raise, which is tempting in some fights, but sort of like how we've never had a fight where I've actually had re-raise be matter. We've never had a character go down and come back through re-raise. So I always think of it as this useful security blanket, but it has never been relevant to the fight. And so a one-time re-raise, you might think, okay, maybe it would have saved our resets. What were our 3 resets? Well, one was at Yardau, but Rafa went down. Save Rafa. We're not going to save that by having, re-raise on one of our other characters. Now, maybe we wouldn't have a problem if Ramza hadn't gone down, so maybe a one-time re-raise on Ramza would have saved that fight, but I'm not sure. Oftentimes, if you're in a... It gives a little security blanket, but how big? And re-raise is usually very small HP gain, so if there's lots of enemies still, you're usually still just swamped, and if you could have gotten rid of more enemies, you'd actually have a better chance to survive. Similar to the first scary point of the game at Leonel Castle, we had a choice between raise Ramza, heal ourselves, or try to take out their summoner, and the right choice was try to take out the summoner. And I think it's a game where that's often the right choice. Now, there still might be fights where Angel Ring is useful, where getting that one extra revive, especially on your healer, will make all the difference. So it's good to have one in inventory, but I'm not sure we'll ever use it. What are you going to do, Shikuchi? I had two reasons for coming to Zeltenia. One was to see you. The other is to see Count Orlandu. Thunder God Sid. I want his cooperation to uncover the church's plot. How? I have strong proof that will uncover the wrongdoing. The Germanic scriptures. When I met Olan, the Count's son-in-law, he promised me if I had proof, he would stop the High Priest's conspiracy. Olan, huh? Not sure we should be telling Delita all this. It's okay. She's one of us. Several people were sent from Moran to help me. She's one of them. Help? More like to keep an eye on you. Hey, come on. She knows everyone. She's the only one we can trust in the Ogultana army. You're the youngest Fulbe, Shikuchi, right? My name is Balmafula. Nice to meet you. And what do you want? The Hokutin are moving. Is Fort Bethla the target? Count Orlandu left for Bethla a while ago. Gultana's heading for Bethla, along with your Black Sheep Knights. A little too late. The battle won't end. Not giving up. I'll persuade the Count before any more die. Guess it's goodbye, Shikuchi. Stay alive, Delita. You too. Aww. I think it's good that from a moment of we're friends to Delita has angst we can't quite share to we thought he was dead, but he kind of yelled at us angrily before he died. There's dialogue in that Fort Zeekton fight of after Algus, you're next. Though I don't know if we got that dialogue this time around. To we're doing different things, but we can still shake hands as equals now, right? Neither of us have much connection to nobility. Both of us, yeah. You're letting him go. I know what he'll do. You even use your friends. Shut up. What do you know? I hate people like you. Hurry up and go. So interesting there, because I was saying they sort of shook hands as equals. Balmafula obviously saw this as he's using Ramza. He knows what Ramza is going to do. He's okay with Ramza doing it, so it's fine if Ramza goes and does it. And I think Delita is sort of somewhere in between in actuality, right? I think there is some sense of respect and camaraderie with Ramza, but there is also a using people is very natural to him at this point. All right, what do we want to do? It's been a long time since we've been to a, a trade city, but I think what we'll do is we'll get through the Bethla fight, and then we can check for what gear is available at trade cities and upgrade them. But we'll certainly check what's free here, if there's anything here. But I think at this point, yeah, it doesn't look like. I think Bethla Garrison is one of the last big upgrades. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Quit fitting. I probably just accidentally duped. No, I didn't. Okay. Yeah. So I think we'll upgrade after that. And there's not much left to do, so let's do Bed Desert. Now, Bed Desert's an interesting fight. There is one adjustment we can make, actually. Let's look at the shop. But I think the obvious adjustment to make here is not actually good. So there is an enemy in this fight that has a fire, I think it's fire elemental gun. So if you wore, for instance, White Robe, you would have fire damage. Black Robe strengthens fire damage, that wouldn't be very helpful. You could wear a fire shield, and then fire damage wouldn't hurt you. But think about it. Who would you put the fire shield on? Well, of course, you put it on Yuna, the only character that can equip a fire shield. Do you want him not to attack Yuna? No, you want him not to attack the low HP units. So there's sometimes things where you can try to be a little too smart and you can be like, they have fire. Let's absorb fire as much as I can. But if they have choice of who to attack, sure, they won't attack Yuna anymore, but we want them to attack Yuna. They'll attack the characters we do not want them to attack. That would be rather a bummer. So I think there is, in fact, little preparation on that front we want to do. If we wanted to do preparation, it would be more like putting on a white robe. Not a power sleeve, white robe, sorry. Um, should we do that? Yeah, let's make sure our Oracle doesn't go down, right? That's the revive if we need one. Yeah, I think that's right. I think that's right. The other tricky thing about this fight is they poison you at the start of the fight, but poison's not a big deal. This is fine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to run to the bottom left corner. And when there, um, we sort of draw the enemy to us. We can also rush, because it is an assassination mission. We can rush it. But I don't think we have great alignment with the boss. I don't think this is one that's easy to rush down. We'll see where people locate themselves, but my initial instinct is get to the bottom left. They're all spread. Nice wind. Should be enough to float them around in the air for most of the day. You may recognize this gold with a something tunic. We saw Vormav, our Lakers fan. Weegraf wore red and gold. Vormav is purple and gold. Islude was green and gold. And Bach here is black and gold. Uh-oh, didn't think I'd see you here. What are the Shrine Knights doing here? You said spread. What the hell did you spread? Want to know? I guess I can tell you, because there's nothing you can do now. Spill it. What did you spread? This. And now we're all poisoned. Great. Poison? That's right. I spread this to the Hokuton province. Any soldier who inhales this will be too sick to fight. The High Priest doesn't want Goltana to win the war. That's correct. If the Hokuton can't fight their best, the Nantin will open the fortress, totally annihilating it, making it a good chance to kill Goltana and Orlandu. Of course, plans are set to kill Larg in the confusion. It'll probably be easier to kill him in the confusion over the poisoning. What? You should be happy. The war will end. From now on, we'll be the center of authority. The people want that. No more of you aristocrats ruling the kingdom. Won't let that happen. I'll end the war differently. I knew you'd say that. Alright, so Bach has a fire gun. If you have a thief here and gun-using classes, and you can get this fight under control and like take out all the others and like pin him in a corner where he can't do anything, then great news for you. No, Blade Graspier is good. You can get a pretty nice weapon. All right, so we want to cast Asuna. The poison, once healed, will be healed. And Asuna has pretty nice, it's not affected too much. You can see by height. So maybe we'll put it, Rams is here, 1, 2, 3, 4. He'll come back to here. We'll move here. We'll place it on this tile. And we'll all get the healing effects of Asuna in a moment. And poison wears off not after too long, but we may as well get rid of it immediately. Throw out Nameless Dances. You'll notice Nameless Dance has been a lot worse recently. Like, there haven't been fights it's been pivotal in. Partially, this is because we just have more powerful tools now. Now, haste is not so resistant to things. But it would be nice to get haste up. I probably should have lined us up better so I could haste multiple at once. You're probably the least useful to haste because you're already dancing. Let's haste our healer. And we can throw out a few hastes before we're below 70 MP. Like, I like to have Meteor ready to go if we're Time Mage, just if we want it. And it's such a huge area of effect, right? But, like, if we can get off a well-timed Meteor, it's such a powerful thing. It's nice to have in the reserve. But I think I'm going to fight this one kind of defensively. You can also rush it, but Bach is annoying to chase down. So, yeah, I'm going to go with a defensive organization here. The advantage to offensive play is you end fights quicker, and so you level up less. So it is sort of often preferable. Now we can finish the heal with our Oracle next turn, or we can. It really wants Ramza. Cool. His damage is sometimes somewhat randomized because it can get elemental effects afterwards, which means actually I know it's never mattered, and I know I was just talking about this, but I would really like to get re-raise on our healer, just in case something goes weird. And Nameless Dance will still have time to shine. There's a really important fight that it. Are you serious? What a horrible dance. I would have rather it missed everything at that point, just for the record. All right, let's have you standing in front of our healer, and let's finish getting to the corner. And just such a big area of effect. Anyway, we'll use Kiyomori for the Protect and Shell, just so we're in like optimal shape when the enemies reach us. Could have also healed. Very defensible choice. But I'm much like the first fight at Rio Veins. I'm sort of trying to draw the enemy off their height advantage by moving to a place where they can't use it against us. Nice. Can we draw him forward? Nice. Will he go? He really wants to hit Ramza. Curious. All right. I hope Ramza gets a turn soon, because if they all go and then we go, maybe that means Meteor is well timed. CT 40. His CT's. Ooh, CT 50. Some of these get turns before him. That would be nice. Anyhow, what can we do usefully? Throw out Holy. Hmm. Let's try to just fully kind of buff up, and we're moving for the MP game. And let's have a better Nameless Dance than the last one. Our one before it, admittedly, was beautiful. 3 enemies and all of them taken out. Slept, or frogged. Okay, double confused. I can't complain too much. That's pretty good. Good luck on the re-raises, too. Alright, please stay near us. That's kind of near. And he went before Ramza, so if we chuck a Meteor now... Oh, shield, that's fine. And we got Brave Up. Yeah, that's easily replaceable. And it doesn't lower our stats much for the rest of the fight. Shield's clearly the least valuable equipment slot. I'm probably in range he can hit us. No. Cool. Gonna shoot an ally? Nicely done. Ramza hasn't had a turn in a bit. Really? Oh, he's at full. Okay. So let's tag Bach here. Maybe we can just end the fight here. This should go before Bach, yeah. 111. Yeah, Bach is one of the few enemies that isn't on like the Zodiac circuit we are. Like most enemies are Virgos, and that are bosses. And he's Sagittarius, and so he has bad connection to Virgo and Pisces, and I guess just Virgo. I guess we're neutral to him, but he's a curious one. Let's keep Nameless Dancing, I suppose. It's gone well so far, and I think Meteor goes off before Bach goes. Yeah. So let's move here and chuck out a big ol' Meteor. Shout out to Sephiroth. Yeah, that's going to do a lot. All right, so this looks like the best placement. If you like, wow, that's a great AoE. It's a shame it's hard when you could hit your own units. Try out Summoners. Summoners is the more consistent version of this. All right. This won't matter too much, but let's see it. Because I think, what are the odds Meteor and Holy together don't end the fight? That was a pretty bad Nameless Dance. Poorly done. Ooh, and if he hits Bach here, that... Yeah. It's hard to imagine this combo doesn't end the fight, right? And once again, meaning my re-raises were not actually relevant. Really makes you think maybe there's a way to play this not just without um, re-raise, but without raise entirely, without raise or Phoenix Downs or anything. Like, could you really aggressively draft offensive classes? Maybe. Like, so if the draft goes, say, Chemist at 1 and number 2 takes Priest, could you go like Wizard and Samurai and just say, like, I'm going to take the most powerful classes? Maybe. Maybe that's the right strategy at the number 3 pick. And if that's the right strategy at the number 3 pick, maybe it's the right strategy at the number 2 pick. I do not think it's correct at number 1. I think Chemist is the right number 1 pick. But maybe if I ever do this again, videoing it, or maybe just on my own, I'll do a draft against myself or with other people. But against myself would be interesting. Where like pick 1 goes Chemist and goes by the book, and maybe pick 2 goes by the book, but maybe one of pick 2 or 3 goes real aggressive. And the other thing is, maybe if you leave like Monk or Priest on the board, maybe it gets back to you later. Maybe no one else really needs it and you just don't have to take it early. It'd be interesting to do. Damn it, not going to die in a place like this. Oh, no, you look dead. Bye, Bach. I have to hurry. So that's a Shrine Knight down at least. Spoilers, he will return. And Bach 2 is famously one of the hardest fights in the game. And you might not remember it as very difficult because there's a certain reason the end of this game is not remembered as difficult. But for that reason is not relevant to challenge runs mostly. So it will be just as difficult as it's hard. It's really hard. And that's actually the fight where Nameless Dance needs to come up big for us to be able to beat it at all reliably. What do you mean, suspicion of conspiracy? Please, obey the orders. Nonsense. Why would I be involved in a conspiracy? It's too bad, Sid. Attempting rebellion. You can't be serious. I'd never think of... I have proof. You've been secretly planning with the church to overthrow me. Nonsense. Who told you such a lie? You still deny it? Hearing of your betrayal, the high priest notified me personally. We know the high priest really wants to get rid of the generals, Orlando and Zalbag, but Orlando especially. It's the high priest's plot. The high priest's plot? How dare you say that? Can you prove it? I've been serving you over 20 years and you don't trust me. I cannot go to war without your knights. I'm very disappointed, Sid. Take him away. Poor Thunder God, Sid. The most respectable leader on either side, I think we can all agree. Yes, Your Excellency. Continue your contact with Mirand. If we get an official edict, overturning Larg will be easy. Gultana thinks the church is going to support him. The high priest's already decided. No need to worry. Yeah, but the decision is not what Gultana wants it to be. Thanks for your trouble. I will grant you command over the Nanton Knights. You will become a holy knight. I appreciate your kindness. I'm counting on you, Delita. I know I can trust you. I won't let you down. Methinks he's going to be let down. Gultana really thinks he's ahead at this point. And he's not like, I mean, he's not, acted particularly idiotically, but he is not in the position he thinks he is. We're just going to give whatever shield we have as backup. I just remembered that, yeah, we'll go back to Aegis Shield. That's fine. Aegis Shield, incidentally, is kind of fun if you want to do like a Geomancer magic build. Geomancers typically have better physical attack, but Geomancy itself does best if your physical and magical are equal. And you can have this fun mixed attacking build that's like not near as strong as things that focus in on the maximum damage dealing, but is, we don't always have to do the most overpowered things. Yeah. So Bethla Garrison is a 2-stage fight. And I think there is one very important decision about it. First of all, we're going to switch back off the white robe because we no longer are afraid of fire damage. So let's go back to our wizard robe. That's part of the reason Holy didn't do that much. Again, we could have 14 magic attack here rather than 12 and 13 if we put a magic gauntlet here, but I think the sprint shoes are better. I think sprint shoes through chapter 4 is usually the right strategy. But the big thing here is we are going to go to the north wall. I think this is the important decision. Neither fight is hard. I would say the north wall is on average harder. There are summoners and lancers. So your average fight here is more difficult, but your worst 10th person, like it's going to be a harder fight. But if everything goes wrong for you, and the times you get resets are normally when things go wrong, the other fight's worse because they have thieves and they will charm you. And if they happen to have and use charm abilities, that fight can go horribly wrong. Blade Grasp, for instance, is a horrible detriment to have if you get. Actually, I think gonna put him over here. No, let's go up this side. This side's safer. I was thinking we can have him teleport up and take out the summoners quickly, but let's stay away from the summoner, to quote another game in the series. Let's stay away from the summoner and kind of play this a little more safely. But yeah, I think South Wall is on average easier, but South Wall, if they charm Ramza, it's horrible. Like, it's so hard to hit him out of it because he has Blade Grasp, and he's just gonna, he can one-shot the rest of the team. I never thought Hokutin would attack from the front. We'll get them all at once. Attack. So yeah, attacking from the back is often easier, but importantly, this fight, things can't go quite as wrong if we get unlucky. Put your hands in the air, because you can catch arrows. Hello to Wyatt the Lancer. Brandol the Monk. Like Brandon with an L. Interesting name. Do we just want to go kill things with Ramza? Summoner's a little scary. 2 height difference is fine. So let's go here. Our Oracle's... Okay, let's not. Want to throw out a meteor? Can't hit more than one target. Alright. I guess haste is probably the most useful thing to do. Let's put it here and I can walk everyone into it. We'll have to be a little careful about the summoner in a sec, but I don't think he can reach us this turn. Per usual. I don't think re-raise has ever paid off, but if it does someday, I'll be really glad I have it. So this should be triple haste. 94%, all 3 get hit because it's 100 on both allies and 94 on himself. Can't complain about that. It does mean we probably get our next turns before any of the enemies do, and actually we'd rather they move maybe one more time because they can't quite reach us, but we'd like them to be closer. But that's okay. They really want to hit Ramza. Summoner's the target I'd really like to get rid of. Bernard. Like Bernard without the D. Alright, that's going to be annoying. Alright, so I did not position myself quite as well as I thought. Doesn't hit all 3, but it does hit 2. Okay. Alright, not the end of the world. If the archer hits Ramza here, he might KO him. But probably not. Anyway, it's not like this was actually that scary a spot. And of course, re-raise misses when you are in vaguely scary spots. So we haven't even gotten off a nameless dance yet. We are now faster sometimes than our nameless dance. So if we look at the turn order, you'll see nameless dance goes off here, and we are now going to be outspeeding our nameless dances. So it's going off less than once a turn. Again, you can see why it loses some value. I think we got to try to get rid of the summoner here. 6 to 9 difference. Let's go one further. Unlike with a chemist, it's easy for us to go through. Actually, meteor time? No. What's our zodiac alignment here? I think that's neutral. Let's throw out Muramasa. There was a case for healing Ramza, but everyone left with the summoner gone is physical. And this does 250 on average, so I assumed it would MP restore. Huh. I didn't know Muramasa, it has like a hidden MP cost for it for them to restore, even though it doesn't do MP damage. Weird. Uh, Let's get you a little safer and probably heal yourself. You're kind of far away if Ramza goes down here, actually. This may have been a mistake. Hopefully Nameless Dance does good work. Yeah, I don't like comp fighting this one at all. If everything goes wrong here, I think we're in trouble. And this is not a great start. That's helpful. That's the unit that has the easiest time hurting Ramza. Because jump can be blade grasped. Anything Lancers do can be blade grasped. I guess he's going to try to hit us with a stick. Okay, that wasn't great. Maybe everything will go wrong. Alright, so we got to get over to revive Ramza. We got to do so without our priest getting in trouble. No, this is bad. How did this suddenly go bad? That's a lot of damage. Are we screwed? We need a good Nameless Dance. Okay, I'm going to move you forward so that you can potentially take hits that otherwise might go for the priest. That sucks. I'm gonna... Alright, that won't wake the summoner up. So that's great to see. Hopefully he keeps doing that. Okay. I don't want to be in range of the Lancers. But I'm... Okay. So that says I want to move to here. Maybe here? Check both. Yeah, so okay. I'll move as close to Ramza as I can. Then I guess I just need to be as healthy as I can be. Brandol's gonna go. Damn it, Brandol. So we could life drain. That's a way to heal. If we get 67 off him, we survive, but that's kind of scary. Paralyze comes after him. I'm gonna try to life drain him, but this has gone bad. I forgot I was gonna heal 21, so I'm basically fully healed if life drain hits. Nice. Okay, man, I screwed this fight up. This is terrible. All right, big Nameless Dance. Real shame the first one failed so far hard. Shouldn't have moved Ramses so far away from the group. I thought he was safer. Two horrible Nameless Dances in a row. Just horrible. Please go for the knight. Good, good, well done. Okay, this is weird. If it hits, they will ignore our knight for the next 3 turns, which is a disaster because we need them to go after our knight. All right, so I'm going to block the path. Try to get them to waste turns. I want to keep Nameless Dancing. Nameless Dance is by far the best chance to slow our enemies down. Yeah, so they're not attacking. Oh, Charm? Okay, well that's a disaster. That guy had Charm. Okay, well... Did you just jump at your own summoner to wake them up? Seems not the right choice, buddy. Alright, great dodge. Okay. Now that knight is charmed. Our knight. We need to heal Ramza. What's our range on Raise? Raise will go off instantly, and we are currently 1 away from being able to hit him. So if we move 1 closer, yeah, that's the farthest distance we can be. It's a shame that canceled our Nameless Dancing. I don't think I want to go Raise 2. It's hard for them to kill Ramza still. They still have to get past Blade Grasp. We might be able to redeem this fight. It was supposed to be the much easier fight, but, you know, everything's gone wrong. I still think it's the right choice to go this way. Now, you're charmed, but you're going to die shortly. You'll attack Ramza, but Blade Grasp. Okay. I don't... Who do I even want you to attack? I have no idea. Okay, you just killed your own summoner. Great work. Alright, our knight goes down the next turn they have, and then we can revive them. But you've all just grouped up together. So if we get here, hopefully we get lucky. Bad luck. Alright, any chance meteor hits quickly? Not very. I should heal myself, I think. Yeah, let's just heal this turn. Shame that move failed. It wasn't that far. It's like, think about that. What did I do? 1 to the square above him, 2 to the square next to the archer. It was a move of 5, so it was 90%. That's really sad for me. Alright. So the knight's going to go down next turn. I was hoping we'd go after our knight went. But actually, if Raise goes off after the Yuna's next turn, then we can go here, and we can cast Raise, because Yuna will go first and Yuna will die. No, Yuna won't. Alright, this way Yuna goes first and Yuna will die, and we can bring Yuna back after death. But the stupid Lancer, I shouldn't have moved before thinking about this. No, that's not very good. I wish this went off before Yuna. I didn't check the turn order properly. Alright, could also go for this. Doesn't one-shot anything. Okay, are we in range of the Lancer? No, okay. Alright, so I think the Raise 2 strategy is correct. He'll go for Ramza, who healed. Oh, eh. Now he really needs to stop the blade grass. Oh god. Please get off Raise 2 before dying, buddy. I think we're gonna lose now. Forgot they have jump. Yeah, we're just can't finish this fast enough, I don't think. Because we have very few turns. What a dumb reset. Yeah. Oh well.